If you run an online business, or your brand is online, or you're a freelancer that works online, or you just surf the internet a lot, most likely you've come across a lot of great websites, a lot of valuable information you wanted to share, or funny things you want to share, and you shared it with your audience across social media. Maybe you shared it with your friends and your family. Now, when you do that, you are sending traffic to external websites, so websites that don't belong to you. Now, what if you can redirect or bring back a portion, maybe even a significant portion of that traffic back to your site with an offer that is contextually relevant to the website that they're looking at right now, the link that you shared? That's what I want to talk about today, and we're going to talk about URL shorteners. More specifically, I want to talk about this specific tool, Sniply. Now, Sniply is not a new tool. It's been around for years. I've actually came across Sniply years ago, but I didn't use it at the time. I played around with a lot of different URL shorteners, like Rebrandly was the first one I used. A bunch of other big names, but also the smaller guys like Rocket Link, Retarget Kit, Switchy. Those are all great tools. Some of them are actually better than the big names, in my opinion, because they have a lot of great features. Anyway, with Sniply, this time around, the reason why I am testing it and using it is because they had a lifetime deal running. I'm a big fan of lifetime deals. What is a lifetime deal? It's basically you pay a one-time, relatively low price for lifetime access. And I'll leave a link to Sniply's lifetime deal in the description, so you can check that out if you're interested. If you're not sure, stick around, because I'm going to look through my Sniply account and show you guys what Sniply can do, why I think it's great, and also what might need improvement based on my short experience with Sniply. One of the reasons why Sniply stands out is because you can have your own CTAs embedded on your shortlinks, so the links that you're sharing, and also mask those links with your own custom domain, your own personal domain or your subdomain. Now, what that means in regards to the CTA, and I'll show examples of it, is that, or sorry, let me backtrack. What is a CTA? A CTA is a call to action. Basically, it's what you want the user or the visitor to do. And you want a CTA in everything that you do. It doesn't necessarily mean it's literally a sale or a conversion. There's multiple different types of CTAs that you can have. And the great thing is, yes, you're sharing links to external websites that, you know, provide value or whatever the purpose of it is, the reason why you're sharing it. But you can potentially drive those users back to your website, and it doesn't have to be your website, your root domain, or your homepage. You can have custom CTAs, and you can also split test them, by the way, but you can have custom CTAs based on and contextually relevant to the link that you're actually sharing, right? Anyway, let's take a look at what Sniply looks like. The dashboard, I'll show you some live examples from my short experience testing out the tool. And here we go. So this is my Sniply dashboard. I'm already logged in. I have some links going. You'll see I have some clicks, not much. So right from the dashboard, very easy, simple. I have all the key metrics right in front of me, which would be, in this case, for URL shorteners. I want to know the clicks. I want to know the conversions. Not all tools have this conversion tracking, and the conversion rate. So these are great. On the right side, it shows the usage, because the tier, so the lifetime deal that I purchased on AppSumo, I bought the license tier 2 plan because you would get, I think, well, right here, 30,000 clicks per link. And then they also have a Chrome extension. So what the Chrome extension would do, I don't have it installed right now because I'm not fully using Sniply yet. But what a Chrome extension would do is, say you're browsing, I don't know, YouTube, Reddit, you're Googling, and you're finding some great blog posts. With the extension, you can simply create a short link right from the browser tab, get that link, and share it with your audience or your friends or your family. The other thing is, beneath it, they have integrations, and you'll see some big names here: Hootsuite, Buffer, which are social media management tools or scheduling tools, Facebook, Twitter, and more. We'll take a quick look at what they have. But what you can do here is what I used to do with other tools, not Sniply per se, but I was using Some content curation tools based on RSS feeds and topics and other maybe hashtags and things like that, keywords that would pull and curate content from the web, right, from other sites, and automatically feed it into a URL shortener, so all the links that I'm sharing are on my custom domain with CTA set and rotating or split testing, and publishing through the social media scheduler I was using, right? So it was all integrated. Basically, I didn't have to do anything, right? Because I've already set certain key ingredients, if you will, so recipes, if you will, on what kind of content I want to share, what fits the criteria to pass through to the URL shortener. Once that's all set up, I just sit back, and now I'm constantly sharing high value information from other websites, but they are under my custom domain, being sent out to my social media channels like Facebook groups and so on, and having a CTA embedded on those links to potentially drive traffic back, right? So that's one example of a way to kind of automate your social media content on platforms like Facebook, right? Anyway, beneath that, we have the call to actions here. These are the CTAs, and we're going to take a look at what that looks like on how to create one, but I can see the clicks that I'm getting. I don't see any conversions, although I did set up the conversion tag, but I don't remember what I did for that. I think it was just email opt-ins or set on my thank you page. I think that's what it was. So we'll take a look at how to set that up as well. Anyway, that's the dashboard. We go right to the second menu item. It says manage. We have the brand profiles. So here, while testing out, I set up one for my personal account, my personal brand, my fledgling personal brand, where I get like 2 YouTube views a day, or sorry, a month, and then my agency, right? I don't think I set anything up for the agency yet, though. Now, what that means is you can have potentially all your clients. You can set this up as a service, like I spoke about with SnapLink in my previous video for bio links. This as well, you can now set up as a service for your clients and have multiple brands within your account. What does that look like on how to set up? So this is now, I've clicked on my brand within the brand profiles menu, and you see the conversion pixels, the custom domain, retargeting pixels, and the custom scripts. And then we see some more metrics on the side, so you can break it down and get more granular in the kind of metrics that you're looking at. And all the other information here, right? And they have nice little graphs on the clicks, easy to read. So when you're first setting it up, the first thing I did was set up my custom domain. For this one, I bought one really quick, Joon.link. It was open. I think it was like $6-7 or something. I purchased that on Namecheap, I think, which I like. I've been using for quite some time for most of my domains. And then once you set up your domain, or if you're going to use a subdomain, you don't have to purchase a separate short-link domain. Let's say your website, or my website is joonklee.com, and maybe I want to save a couple of dollars, or I don't need a separate domain just for my links. Then I could have just set up a CNAME, so a subdomain for go.joonklee.com or links or link.joonklee.com. So you can figure out how you want to set up your custom domain, and I do recommend using a custom domain because you have the option. Why not? And I don't know. I like to custom brand everything when possible, so I wouldn't want to use Bitly or like a Bitly domain or a Sniply domain, etc., etc. Bitly, by the way, is another one that is a pretty famous URL shortener. You probably already heard of it or seen it in action. So that's the custom domain, very easy. Just set up your name servers pointing to what they ask you to point to. Yours might not be the same as what shows on my screen. And then the next things I did was set up my conversion pixels. With the conversion pixels, oh, there we go. I don't know why it says unverified because I did verify it. But yeah, I have a subscription created and a contact form submitted when I drive traffic back to my site, and I'm able to measure the conversions within Sniply. If you can see, I haven't done that. I'm not really measuring them, but I probably will. But the way to set this up, you set the name of the conversion pixel, you set the brand that you want to use it for, right? Because you probably want to make sure that these are segmented by brand. They have some advanced settings, basically choosing the time window. to credit the CTA with the conversion. For here, I didn't touch this, so it was set to 30 days. And also choose the time window to credit the CTA with conversions that happen after a person views but doesn't click your CTA. This one was again set at 7 days. Now this is how you set up the conversion pixel code, the conversion pixel. They give you a code, you see right here, image source, blah, 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 and you install it or you paste it, copy and paste it into your website. And here it says just before the closing body tag. I don't remember. I think I put it in GTM. Maybe that's why it's unverified. I don't know. So I have to take a look into this. Anyway, they link you to a knowledge doc, so it should be pretty straightforward. And of course, for those that aren't sure why you would even need this, you definitely do want to track this if possible. If you're not, tracking things separately, it's easier if you're using a lot of Shortlinks or Sniply links to be able to track the conversions and see those metrics right here. Because if I saw, let's say, 100 conversions here, 20 here, 10 here, and 4,000 down here, I know that this CTA is running really well. I can click on it and then see kind of what was happening, what kind of links were what links were doing well with that CTA, etc., etc. So this menu right now, or this dashboard we're looking at right now, is for each and every CTA. You can click on it, get more information on it. One of the things that I like, that I think is like mandatory for URL shorteners that have CTAs, I think every URL shortener should have CTAs, but the ones that do, is for A/B or split testing or A/B testing. Here it says A/B variations of the CTAs, right? And there's a few more things here I want to share in a sec. Anyway, going back to the dashboard for the brand profile, the next thing I did was set up the retargeting pixels. Here it's just an HTML field or a text field where you add in your. Right now I have my Google Analytics code and my Facebook pixel here. This is so that you can obviously pixel all of that traffic that are clicking on your links. And then the custom scripts. I don't think I have anything. Oh, it's the same fields. And the custom scripts. Codes. Now you can do a lot of fun stuff with this, and I've done it before. You can also do a lot of shady stuff with this. I haven't done it before, but I know you can. So anyway, with custom coding or custom scripts or custom codes that you can add and embed, there's a lot of stuff that you can do. Okay, and then we have all the other metrics, where the traffic's coming from, etc., etc. The next menu is the CTA menu, the call to actions. Now let's take a look at how to do one, or let me share what I have. Here's one. I'll share my first one. I have a lot of clicks, which is not upsetting, but because this doesn't go anywhere. This CTA doesn't go anywhere. I just created it to do a quick test. Okay, so I'm going to click edit so you guys can see what that looks like, what it looks like to create a CTA. They have, or actually, you know what? Sorry. Let's create a new one. Let's create a new one together.
A few moments later.
Now I'm going to create a new call to action. Simple click. Again, the dashboard is really, really easy, simple to use. We select the brand. I'm going to use this lovely gentleman here. We can always create another brand. Anyway, I'm going to use this one. Now let's look through the types of CTAs they have. And for those of you that did not know or understand or could not visualize what a CTA meant for a short link, sorry you have to wait so long to see it. But this is what we're talking about. So here in the background is a link, right? So if you create a link, you add the link there, it'll show a preview of that actual link. Right now we're just creating the CTA, so it's just the gray boxes. And on that link, when somebody clicks your short link, they're gonna now see the CTA and the types of CTA options that they have here. And again, it's different per tool, but for Sniply we have a button, which is the CTA here, and the message thing. Sorry, let me go back. We have the text link, where it's not a button, it's a text link, of course. There's a form where you can have the form right in here and integrate it with your email marketing or collect the email addresses. Image ad, so kind of like a banner. You can throw banners on your URLs, your short links, even on other sites. right? So if you're sharing a really great article on some big site on Nike, you're showing Air Force Ones, you can have, you know, let's say you have you're a sock company and you make some great socks just for the Air Force Ones. You can put your banner there and send them back to your site afterwards, right? And then hidden, it just means there is no CTA, but the reason why it says hidden is because your pixels are still there. I mean, your tracking scripts are still on that short link, right? So you're still capturing the visitor, right? Pixeling the data. Anyway, here's a button. I've been using button the most. I do want to try out the image, although. Also, I do wish kind of there were some more options here, because I remember some of the other URL shorteners, they had some other options. Some of them had, I think, pop-ups, maybe full screen embeds, and a few other crazy ones too, but maybe they'll add more over time. So with the button CTA, you type in your message, and I don't think it can be too long. They don't give you a character limit, but I remember I went over it a little bit, and it didn't show, and there's no error message or anything. So anyway, want some awesome socks to match your new Air Force Ones, right? If we sent them. Let's see. Get fresh, and we'll link it to socks.com. I don't know, but anyway, that's pretty much all the options you have for the CTA in terms of the copy or the text. Then we have different types within the button option that we chose for the CTA. There's the social. I think they just called it that because it's your profile icon and a little chat bubble. There's the full width, which goes obviously full width across the screen. These are nice too. Candy, which are just rounded edges, and the bean, which I think are circular rounded. Yeah, okay. I like all of them. I do hope that they continue to add more, because 4 is kind of small, and even with the full width, I feel that there's more that can be done. But anyway, let's use social because I have my profile picture as my icon. You can change the background. My site's in dark mode, is black, so I'll use it in black background, and I really like pink, so we'll use a pink. And the button color, yeah, I guess we'll keep it white. Now you can change the positions: bottom left, bottom right, top right, and top left. Now for me, I don't like it at the top, so I'm gonna keep it at the bottom. But on my website, if you haven't been, I have a little video chat bubble on the left-hand side, so I'm gonna put it on the bottom right. Now, one last option you have is you can show your logo or you can hide your logo. I'm gonna show my logo here because it's not my logo, it's just my face. And we finished the CTA, and we're done. So we've created the CTA. We can go straight to create a link, but just because I want to show kind of the dashboard, and this is just a general walkthrough, we're going to create the link from the link section. So anyway, that's the CTA. I've created the CTA. We can also click quick snip, which is create a link right there. We can also create a link right here at the very top, right? Anytime you can create a link really fast there. But if you're in a rush, you know, I would recommend having the Chrome extension, because while you're browsing, you'll be able to create the link right then and there, right, from the browser tab. Now the next menu item is Sniply links. Yes, snip, 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 snip. A lot of shortening, and a lot of shortening, and a lot of shortening. All right, so this is the links menu. They call them snips because you're snipping links, I guess. And you see, I already have a few. I've been testing out with some of the new blog posts that I've been writing and seeing how they do. Obviously, I don't really have traffic on my personal site yet, but so far, it's been good. I enjoy it. I also get information here. I forgot to mention, you know, average time on the site and other actions here. And I haven't integrated, you know, any kind of Google Analytics or anything like that. This is all within Sniply, right? So let's create a link and create a new snip. So you click create snip. and you see this CTA, right? The one we just made together. If I want to edit something, maybe model 1, and we enter the URL. So this is the URL that we're sending, we're snipping, sorry. So let's snip it, www dot, what's the site? I'm going to send it to, I'm going to share my website. I'm going to share my Inquivix website. There we go. So it loads in the background, right? So this was the preview I was talking about. I don't want to use this one. It's in beta, but Sniply summary, I haven't really tested it. I don't want to use it. Okay, so we're going to snippity snip. Now here on this menu, we can now edit the short link. I like to edit the short links so the slugs are relevant, but here's where you probably wouldn't unless you set up an automation for it. If you are, what I said earlier, automating the content curation process, so that, you know, a massive amount of links, or maybe not even massive, but every single day links are being created, sent out to your social media channels. You don't want to edit all those one by one, right? Because you want to automate the process. But I'm going to edit it, socks 1. You click save. You can share right here directly. You can visit the link to test it, create a new link right here, or go back to the dashboards, which is what we're going to do. And we'll see our new snip right here, right? The page, I set it to my site, but you get to see the meta information. Here, the CTA, which ones you're using. Now, if we click on it again, sorry, not manage. If we click on it again, and we can see within here, just like we did with the CTAs, we get more information in here. And again, here we can fix the slug again. Okay, and also you can archive them, you can preview them, you can edit again, and then of course create a new one. One more point I do want to make is that with the rotating CTAs, right? You can rotate the CTAs and split test them and see which ones are working. That's where the clicks and the conversions would matter. And here, if we add a new A/B variation, this is where you can create, let's say, my last CTA was for the red color socks. Maybe this CTA is for the blue color socks, and I'll use a different type of messaging or voice, and we'll be able to test, rotate those CTAs for the links that we sent out and see which ones perform better, right? So you can get a lot of information here that can be beneficial for your marketing or your content marketing. Here are the integrations. We were talking about integrations earlier. They have some of the big social media tools like Buffer, Hootsuite, Social Pilot. That you can integrate directly with some social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Also, Sprout Social is there. HubSpot, and then email marketing. So we saw in the CTAs, we can have a form within the CTA itself right then and there, right? Just capture the email fast. And so here they have Active Campaign, Get Response, Campaign Monitor, and a few others. And then we also have Zapier here, IFTTT, and I think that's it for the automations. So you can still, if you don't see the tools that you use here, you can use Zapier or something else to connect them. And then RSS feeds. This is what I mentioned earlier at the beginning of this video, that I used RSS feeds from sites that had a lot of great information, and then I filtered based on keywords or hashtags or content to not hand pick, but automate and pick quality or relevant content for my audience when I automate that process, right? So here you can add in a new feed that can be your website RSS or an RSS of some cool website you like, and automate what I explained earlier with Sniply. I haven't done that yet, so that's something I can find some time to do. Embed on websites. So here, for this one, I don't think I did this. I didn't embed it, but it's a simple script. It's a one-line script to embed on your website. But this is to quote unquote optimize it for Sniply, so you can use Sniply directly from your site. For example, outbound links. Every outbound link on your website or blog. So let's say you're linking, you have a couple backlinks in your blog post to some relevant information. That means they're clicking from your site and they're leaving your site. And so it would make sense, or it'd be great to send them out of your site through a Sniply link and potentially drive them back, right, with certain CTAs. Yeah, if it's for every single link on my site, then maybe I would have a separate campaign with multiple CTAs to be rotated. Because there's going to be a lot of external links on my site, right? I can't really create a single CTA for every single one, unless it's just, I don't know, a random offer, like the test one I created earlier. Okay, and then they have Buffer. So out of all the integrations they have, Buffer I guess is a big one because it is a separate menu item. You can connect it to Buffer. And for the accounts itself, you can add your team or clients maybe, if you don't mind. But here, I don't believe you can have separate client accounts. So I guess not necessarily your clients, because they'll be able to see your other clients, but you can have your team within this platform. Right now, it's just me, because we are not actually fully using this yet. Publisher tools. So you're going to have to verify that you own the domain, which I think we did. Yeah, I did. Which was, again, a simple code, I believe so. Let's see, just so I'm not wrong. Okay, so I'm sorry, it wasn't a code. It was an HTML file that you had to upload and then check and verify, which I had done. Very easy to do. UTM tags, again, very important on how you want to, or the way you'll be able to track and see where people are coming from, and where they're going. Billing and subscription. This won't matter for those of you who see this video in time and grab this lifetime deal on a tool that's been around for years. It's not a, it's not a brand new startup without any backing. Sniply's been around. So here you'll see my plan. You don't see a monthly price here because I purchased it for a one-time price for lifetime access. And I have a lot of features, 10 team members, 20 brands. This is the tier 2. Unlimited links with 30,000 clicks per link, not 30,000 clicks per month, but 30,000 clicks per link. I wish I got a third of that, 10,000 clicks. Anyway, custom domain, a few other things, and A/B testing and the integrations. And then we go into settings. Here we go. Now in the settings, pretty simple. Email subscriptions, email, password. Enable AMP version for desktop visitors. Why is this set for mobile? Okay, so I'm turning that off. I don't like AMP. And while we're on this topic, I do want to talk about, so that's a quick wrap up, and a quick overview and a walkthrough of the Sniply platform. It's you can see it's very easy to use, the simple, but you're getting a lot of details. You're getting a lot of information and data within the platform itself. Now, now what I want to talk about are some of the issues that I have faced. And I've only been using it for like a week, a couple of days, and I like it. But one of the issues that I faced was my links. I'm bringing it up now because I just ran across this menu item. My links. So when I go to dashboard and I look at my Sniply links, I've been testing it out on my personal site. And if I go to, let's say, Pably Connect Ltd, which is pretty cool. Actually, let's go to Best SEO Plugins. Now, my site is in dark mode, or the background is black, right? And this is the Sniply link. This is my CTA. Everything's working, right? But on mobile, so when I shared this on LinkedIn or a few other sites or social media platforms, it would show up in white. I thought that was a problem. Well, it was a problem. It was white background. I couldn't see my logo because my logo was in white, and a few other issues. And I brought it up with support. The support's been very helpful, by the way. I've been pretty happy and satisfied with that. They're still looking into it, but I thought maybe it's AMP. It's the AMP version of my mobile site. So I went to check, and yes, it was. It was the AMP version of my mobile site. So I brought it up with support. earlier, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, that setting just reminded me of that issue, because but the setting is for desktop, so I need to see. Hopefully the team, the Sniply team, can help me with that. The other issue that I found, which again was a pretty big issue for me, was for me today, I use URL shorteners for a lot of affiliate links, because sometimes affiliate links can be very, very long. And also because I'd rather have, like I said, I like to custom brand everything, so I'd rather have it on my own domain. Anyway, the issues that I faced was when I created snips or created links using certain affiliate links, it wouldn't work. I would get an error that it couldn't be created. And I've never faced that issue ever, and I've used maybe 7 or 8 different URL shorteners over the last few years, right? So that was a new one to me. It was a little frustrating. I reached out to customer support. They've been very helpful, and I think they fixed it, or they're about to fix it. I think I'm waiting on an email. So anyway, those are the 2 major issues that I faced. Again, I've been using it for about a week, not intensively, as you can see. I've got a couple of clicks here, but I really do like it. I do also like the fact, or I'm confident in the Sniply team, because they've been around for years. And if you look at their website, a lot of big companies have used them as well. It's a great URL shortener based on my short experience, and I do plan to move into it. Like I said, I purchased a separate domain just for Sniply because I'm using Joon.info, another short link domain, for a different tool, Retarget Kit, which is also great. But yeah, Sniply, I think I might be moving into Sniply if some of these issues are fixed. Now, like I say every time, SaaS tools, software, it's not one size fits all. You have to find the tools that fit for you. At its core, any software, depending on the function of the software, at its core, probably they're almost the same, right? The differences lie in certain factors like UI, UX, maybe certain features. For example, with Sniply, from my experience so far, I don't see any options for deep linking or anything about deep linking, I think. So I would like to see that. Or maybe I've missed it. If I have, I will update this video so I can do Sniply justice. But I have not seen anything about deep links, which I like to use a lot, right? Sniply might not be the right tool for you. There's plenty of other tools out there. But based on my short experience so far, I do like it, and I would recommend it. And I will be using it. I am using it now for my personal brand, but as you saw, I don't get a lot of traffic there. But I do plan on my website, my agency website, we get 20 to 30,000 organic visitors per month for that one site alone. So I might be using it there. I'm very happy with it so far. The CTAs are very important. And if you like like I said in the beginning of the video, if you do anything online, you're sharing content, your brand is online and your brand is sharing content, or even just your own products, your own blog posts, I highly recommend using a URL shortener, and especially a URL shortener, not just with a custom domain, but with CTAs, because you can potentially drive a significant portion of that traffic back to your website. Let's say it was even just 5%. If you have 1,000 clicks on a link, 5% is still a decent sized number to drive back to your site, because all those people are going to different sites, right? So that was a quick walkthrough of Sniply. I do like it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you feel that it's the right tool for you, don't forget, right now for a limited time, there is a highly discounted lifetime deal, meaning you can grab Sniply at a low one-time price for lifetime access. Thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.